Good afternoon, my friends. Hope everyone is well. I'm going to show you what I sold for the week of July 1st, 2019 to July 7th, 2019. Obviously, 4th of July weekend was in there. Sales are always a little bit slower for me on 4th of July because everybody is away. Thankful that I have a few side hustles to bring in some extra money. Let me tell you about myself, Paul Apollonia here. Been selling on eBay since which feels like forever. Took it seriously about 2011. Became a trading assistant, which is basically a consignment person under eBay. And then they covered that program. I still do a lot of consignment. Probably 60% of my business is consignment. The rest is parting out of items I get for free on Craigslist or very low cost, or people give me. Let me tell you, a consignment is not for everybody. It's can be a hard road. Just got to take it slow, pick up clients slow, and resign from them quickly. Make sure you get people that have zero attachment to their items. Coming to you from the outside of a coffee shop today. Beautiful 90-some degree weather today. I sort of like hot weather. So let's get the show on the road. I'm going to show you items. I'm going to give you some little tips and tricks on what I do with some of these items, what are consignment, what are not, and we'll go from there. These are selected items that I've sold, not all of them. Let's start with this Apple iPod Classic, old Apple iPod. I think it's 2004. It was not working. I could not get it to go on. I tried everything I could find on YouTube to get it to work. It did not work. I could have gotten more for it. I listed it obviously last week. I think it sold within an hour or two. A friend of mine was moving. She said, just take all the stuff out of this room. I don't want it anymore. And there were little gems in there. Did not make a whole lot of money off of this. This is not a consignment item. This is an item that was mine. But I made good money. We're fine. I made probably $16 on this. The buyer messaged me as he bought it saying he wants it in a box, not thrown in bubble wrap in an envelope. So what was cheaper for me was I found a small box, put everything in there, bubble wrapped everything in the box, and put that box in a padded flat rate box to the post office, which was $7.69, I think. If I were to ship that box by itself, it would have been $8.50. So always remember that the padded flat rate envelopes are the way to go if you can squeeze the box in there. They do make special boxes. I know Bubble Fast does, called a Scotty Stuffer, that will go right into that box nice and tight, and will even be a bigger box than what I had. But that worked for me. Let me go over one of the listings. I'll try not to be real redundant with this. I tend to say the same things over and over again because I want to make sure that the newbies know what's going on. I keep my listings plain and simple. I always, when I'm selling something that's not working, I state it in the title, parts or repair, not working. Remember, don't worry about grammar. This is searchable words you're using. You're thinking, what would somebody type into eBay if they were looking for this item? They wouldn't type in, wow, great iPad, old iPad, in great shape. They wouldn't type all that stuff in. They would type in Apple iPad Classic, third generation, whatever. This has some accessories with it. It had the wired remote. Like I said, I probably could have gotten more for this, but it wasn't working, and I figured I didn't pay anything for it anyway, and I got paid to remove all this stuff. So whatever I made was easy money in my pocket. I did offer free shipping. I rarely offer free shipping, but it seems like all the ones I saw that sold had free shipping. We have some wind coming along. I'm hoping that's not affecting the microphone. So I did free shipping on that. Normally I would probably charge $7 or $8 for shipping, but I did what everyone else was doing. Let's go down to item specifics. This was already an item that I found on eBay, so somebody had all the item specifics in there, which was great. There's my thing. I'm very truthful and honest. When I power on, I try several things. Still not powering on. Comes with blah, 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 blah. I sold it. I think I sold this as a bundle too, where you'll see bundle description. There's a item specific says sell as a bundle, and you can put everything that you're selling in there. What else here? Let me quickly go over this. There's my description, and I'll go over what I usually. I'll show you that later with the shipping. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is a blower housing off of a lawnmower, a Briggs & Stratton lawnmower. Very easy to take off. I will make the picture bigger and show you there are 4 screws, 1 screw underneath here, 1 screw there, 1 bolt there, 1 bolt there. They're all bolts. I'm sorry, they're not screws. Comes right off after you take the gas tank and the cover off. Always make sure it's functional. You can change the rope if you like. I don't get that carried away with these things. I know this thing goes for good money because it's a overhead valve engine. It has this big bump on it for the overhead valves. These are tough to find. These engines tend to run forever. I've done small engine repair for most of my life, so I know what to look for in this stuff. So what did I get for this? I got $18.99 plus $10.99 shipping. Now I could have gotten more for this, but it was in pretty rough shape, pretty rusty. Let me show you what I do here. I take pictures, side pictures. These holes here on the sides are very important to show. Well, that's always standard. But like there, because this is different on a lot of different lawnmowers, and I want to make sure people see that. That's usually nothing. This other side has holes and everything in it that you need to show so the buyer knows what they're getting. That's the underneath. I always show the rope. I pull the rope out a little bit, and I show what they call these things sticking out here. I'm sorry. These things are called dogs for some reason. Yes, like dogs, like the dog you have at home. And I always make sure I pull the rope a little bit, and I have them sticking out so people can see what that it's functioning. And I always have the model number of the engine or whatever I'm selling, dishwasher or whatever, as the last photo. And there it is right there. I also put that down in specifics too. And I think I even put that up here. Yes, down that it's a part number, several part numbers. That is the model number of the engine right there. So I didn't make much money off of this. Well, I mean, probably $15. I was happy with it. This item here, I can probably make this a little bigger so you can see my ugly mug. I sell a lot of these. I have a whole bunch of these. I list one, and I have multiples, and I state in my listing because I'm selling multiples. This is the midsection. If you have a trimmer and you have things that click onto it, like a little blower, an edger, a hedge trimmer, whatever. A lot of things clip onto the ends of these weed whackers, whatever you want to call them, and that's the piece that clicks into. These are pretty much universal. So what I do is I create one listing, and I always say, please note I have multiples of this item. So your item may not look like the one in the listing, will function the same, which it did not. I tried looking for this and I couldn't find it. So I had another one. I actually had one sitting out on the workbench. I just threw it in the envelope, but it was done. Don't make a whole lot of money off of these. Probably make about $6 off of these, $7. But they're a quick ship, little padded envelope, and it's gone. Let me show you. I think I can show you the shipping things I do here. Many people don't like doing this. I like using economy shipping. When you do economy shipping, the buyer's going to see like 7 to 10 days it'll arrive, and that's a lot of time. Well, it is, and I probably could do first class because it did go first class. But what this offers me is this: when you use economy shipping, you can pick any of the shipping options on eBay. FedEx, post office first class, flat rate envelope, padded envelope, whatever. If you pick first class, you have to ship it first class. You can ship it some other class, but if there's a problem with the item, if it doesn't get shipped there on time, there could be an issue. I also use FedEx for heavy items, and there's also FedEx Smart Post. Let me explain what Smart Post is real quick. It's an agreement between FedEx and the post office. From what I've heard and I've asked, this is only what I know. I could be wrong. You ship it Smart Post. You bring it to FedEx. It goes from FedEx to the closest FedEx to your buyer's location. Then from there, it goes to the post office. Or you can ship it, take it to the post office, and I hear it goes really slow from the post office, your post office, to the closest post office, and then FedEx picks it up. The only thing you got to be aware of is there's no insurance when you're doing Smart Post. Knock on wood. I've never had a problem with any items getting lost. But people have told me that there's an issue. The post office blames FedEx. FedEx blames the post office. Just be aware of that. The shipping rates are really, really killer on some items with Smart Post. So let's go to the next item here. Got a whole bunch left, probably about 8 more to go. I sell a ton of these. I can't keep these. I'm out of these. I can't believe I'm out of these. This is a blower. This is a air filter cover to a Raiken Stratton motor. What I'm thinking is a lot of people take them off. The motor's not running right. They take it off. They get it running, spraying carburetor cleaner in the carburetor, and they leave it land on the lawn and they run it over, or the dog takes it, or something happens to it. Because I sell a lot of these. I'm not making a whole lot of money on these. I probably average about $8.50 after shipping. But all I have to do is unscrew that bad boy there, that screw there, and pull it off, clean it up with some Dawn dishwashing soap, and that's it. Always show the back. There are different types of these. There are primer versions, There are primer versions, which that's for the primer bulb. This will work on either primed carburetors or non-primed. And if it's not a primer version, it won't have this little indentation. It will be flat. They will both work on either one. I sold this item to someone in Europe through Global Shipping Program, GSP, many people call it. This was a consignment item, believe it or not. Yeah, it's pretty low, but I do a lot of consignment with this guy. He gives me tons of stuff. I've made $600-700 off of one item at times from this customer. So I'll sell whatever he gives me. So I probably made $450 off of this. Threw it in a padded envelope. No, actually, I put this in a box because it was going overseas. Let me explain what the heck? Let me explain what global shipping is. I don't know what happened there. Hang on. There you go. Global shipping is a program that eBay has where all you have to do is you sign up for it or you select it. These are all my countries that eBay ships to. And all I have to do is get it to Kentucky, their location in Kentucky, eBay's location in Kentucky. Get it there packed properly and sealed, and packed properly is an important thing. Once they get it, I'm out of the picture. 99.9% of the time, I'm out of the picture. eBay can lose it. It can get lost in transition, in shipping. It can get damaged. I'm not in the picture anymore. I've heard nightmares where people are still in the picture. eBay contacts them. I haven't had any problem. I only had one buyer contact me saying it's not here. I think they shipped it to a different address. I actually let it go. I didn't reply back to him. And he did get it the next day. So I like global shipping. I know a lot of people don't like it. It works for me. It makes it much easier to ship internationally. I'm not having to worry about filling out forms and everything. Like I said, some people don't like it. I like it. So like I said, I didn't make too much money off of this, but he gives me a lot of stuff. These old Sims games, I don't make a whole lot on these either. I think I made $450 on this. But a guy gave me a whole big box of them, and I just sell them when I think about it. When I see the box sitting there, I go, oh, darn, I got to sell some more of these things. So it's an easy $4.50. It ships on media mail. I always look at the listings, and if it's free shipping, I usually offer free shipping. I'm not a big fan of free shipping, but I bump the price up to accommodate that. So there you go. I always take pictures of that, the back, and the inside of the game to make sure they see that they're getting everything. I think this went global shipping too. I forget what country this went to. This is another item that I got from the person that I got the iPod from. Some kind of remote control. I have no idea what it is. It seemed to work. I couldn't really test it out. But what I did was I took pictures of it off the stand, the back of the stand with the part number. And you know what that is? That is a remote control working. How do you do that? Well, funny, you won't see the infrared with your naked eye, but if you put your phone camera up and put your phone camera on, and point the remote into your phone, you will see the infrared. I did a video on this a couple of months ago on my channel, so if you want to look at that. And I just took a picture of it while I pressed buttons. I pressed a lot of buttons. Every button seemed to be working. A lot of times I take a gamble on selling this stuff. If it doesn't work, I just do a full refund to the buyer. So I paid nothing for this, and I probably made $20 on this, $21, because I don't think it went far. I think it went down to South Carolina. Chainsaw case. I bought 2 chainsaws for $12 a piece. I sold each chainsaw for about $39 as is for parts. Sold one case for 20 some dollars. Sold this case for 24. Cost me a little bit more in shipping, but at this point it was money in my pocket. Just put it in a box, in a 16 by 14 by 12 box, slid it in, put another box on top of that, telescoped it, taped it. I have a video on that in my channel on how to telescope boxes. And it went out pretty good. I think I probably made about $16 on this. But I'm having a lot of luck with these engines. Let me tell you the story of this engine. I was down at the flea market. I don't do much thrifting or garage sailing, but I was down at the flea market for Father's Day. It's something I wanted to do. Family took me down there, walking around. I saw this edger. This was on a Little Wonder edger. And I thought, I could pull a motor off and easily get $100 for it. And it ran. I talked to the guy, and the guy said, I want $25 for it, the whole edger. And I went, I'll give you 20. And he said, I'll tell you what, if it doesn't start on the first pull, you give me 20. If not, you give me 25. And darn it, if it didn't start on the first pull, which is fine with me because now I know it runs. So what I did was I pulled it off the edger. I was really debating on what to do with this thing. Should I sell it as whole on Facebook or Craigslist and maybe get 120, 130, 140? Or should I pull the motor off, sell the motor separately, and sell the edger without the motor on it separately? I chose to do it separately. This went into a Lowe's Home Improvement box. I always use the heavy-duty boxes, and I get the black Gorilla tape to tape the box up because it really holds. Put a bunch of bubble wrap, foam boards, everything around it. I always ship these engines dry, no gas, no oil. Take pictures of all sides of the motor. Underneath, very important, took a picture of the inside of the gas tank. There is no rust in this thing. Nothing. I couldn't believe it. Clean as a whistle. There is the picture of the model number right there. As you can see, I always take a picture of that. And there's all item specifics right there for you to see. I make sure I fill in as much as I can on that. I always say, please read, because it does run, but it may need a tune-up or carburetor cleaning. But it did run. And I told people what it came off of, and it shipped dry, no oil, so people know. And I made good money off of this. I shipped it out FedEx, actually, went down to South Carolina, so it's like not that far away from me. I think I shipped it out for $14.50 or $16, so I probably made $85 on this. Fan blades. We talked about these fan blades before. I get them for nothing at a thrift store across the street from a gas station. They're in a free bin, free shopping carts that they have out there. All I do is I'm getting these for free. I'm not buying them, so I grab them, and I put them in my car, and I come home, and I take pictures of them. Still not costing me anything, so I don't make a whole lot of money off of these, but I'm not paying anything for them. I make about $13 on these usually when I sell them. The white ones seem to sell a lot faster than the wood grain ones. Let me show you some pictures, front, back, length of the blade, width of the blade. Very important to measure and have in your description the distance between these. What I do here is I create a little template. A and B, there is B, there is A. Now the challenge I have is with my camera. I got the yardstick on there, and I got to move my camera around to make sure I get the right distance. If I do it this way, it's going to say 3 inches. If I do it that way, it's going to say 2.5 inches. So I got to stay right sort of on top of it, a little bit of an angle. You will figure that out. But it's very important to be honest with these things. And this is probably my 8th or 9th set I've sold for free. I make about $13 a piece, so I will take that all day long. Some people don't sell items that cheap. That is your call. Everybody has their own business model. I will sell something for a couple of bucks if it's a quick list. Quick ship in a box or an envelope, first class, tape it up, and it's gone. I'll ship it for a couple of bucks. This is some kind of camera thing. I have no idea what this thing is. This is the same guy that I sold a lot of stuff where I make a lot of money from. Some kind of camera tripod thing. I even sell things, I don't know what the heck they are. But this is out on my back deck. Yeah, no, I should have used a white background, whatever. I use whatever I can get sometimes. I just want to get things listed. I think it looks pretty cool, actually, with my dirty backyard in the background. I took pictures of all angles of it. Took pictures of that, whatever that is. I looked it up on Google. And I did pretty good. So I get half of that. So I made, $55, $56 off of that. His half, the fees come out of it. He gets the rest. He's thrilled. He's not dealing with it. And this went out to California. I shipped this out the other day. I think it went out Friday or Saturday. So that was pretty good deal for that. I sell everything and anything I get my hands on. This is from an old consignment person I was dealing with. He decided, heck with it, I'll start selling this stuff myself, which is fine. He had 3 storage units. I cleared out 1. He decided to take the rest on himself. I don't know how he's doing with it. It's not my worry. Old air cleaner cover off of a hot rod, muscle car, whatever you want to call it. This sat in my store for a while, over a year, but I did just sell it the other day. I paid nothing for it because he said he was a great guy. He said anything $100, under $100, just keep, which was great. Most of the stuff was under $100. Took as best pictures as I could. I was very clear. I took pictures of the damage. You have to excuse the wind. I'm sure it's interfering. There you go. A little rust there. And I stated that there are some issues in my condition description and also down in my description here. A few small scratches, marks, and rust. I did pretty good on this. I made probably $24 on this. Went right into a box with bubble wrap, taped it up, and it was done. 2 more items left. A very old pull recoil starter of a Tecumseh Lawson mower. This was in my store for almost 2 years. Yeah, I know, I should have taken it down, but it's okay. I was surprised I found it in a box of recoils. But I did. I just sold this yesterday. Don't make a whole lot of money off of these. This went right into a padded flat rate envelope because it was heavy, and it would have cost me more to ship it in a box. So I put it in a padded flat rate envelope for $59. It would have been 8 something. So I didn't make a whole lot of money on this, probably about $7 or $8. Getting a little windy here, sorry. Last item for this week, consignment item, but this is pretty, I just he said just keep this stuff. I should have raised the price on these, but that's the going rate. What I need to do is I need to raise the shipping. Shipping is right about where it's at. I need to make a little bit more money on shipping. Goes out first class. I weigh about 3 ounces. Very old bicentennial. Obviously, it's from the bicentennial. He was born and raised in D.C. He has a lot of Washington mementos. And this has been in my store for 3 years. These have been in my store for 3 years. Don't sell these often. I sell them usually like a bunch of them on a week and then nothing for about a couple of months. So people, that is it for this week in sales on eBay. I want to thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please like the video. Please subscribe to my channel. I work very, very hard to give you guys the best content I can, show you what I sold, some of my frugal tips, how I ship things, how I part out stuff. I also run the Raleigh eBay Meetup Group. We're meeting this Thursday, July 11th, second Thursday of the month, 7 p.m. to 8:45. Look that up on Meetup. Just type in Raleigh eBay and it'll come up. I also do lots of training using Zoom online and in-person training. And a big announcement, I will be announcing more about this September 14th and 15th. Mark your calendars in Raleigh. We are going to have September 14th. It's going to be a Saturday. It's going to be a from 9 to 4 eBay training session. Free. Zero. Nothing. It's going to cost you. I have eBay coming in. Brian Burke will be in from eBay. A few others. Dana Crawford from Worth Point will be there. And we're going to go through beginning eBay, intermediate, middle eBay, and then advanced eBay. Dana's going to be talking about Worth Point, how to use a Worth Point as a website. It's really cool. You can look up all your items and see the history and get all kinds of descriptions on antiques. I use it. It works really well. And then Sunday, we're going to go down to the state flea market, the state fairgrounds flea market. and do some honest to goodness thrifting with the help of people from Worth Point and others. I've done this with my meetup group before where we've gone to thrift stores at night. It's really cool. We all learn off of each other. Like, for example, let's say I've never sold a phone, but you've sold a phone, and I pick up this phone and I go, but you go, wait, I've sold those phones. Let me give you some tips on how to sell that phone. So it's really a great experience for everybody who's thrifting. And I don't even do a whole lot of thrifting, but I tend to go to these things too. So I want to thank you again for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope the wind wasn't too much. I just figured I'd do this outside today. It was awfully noisy in the coffee shop. All right, thank you so much. You guys have a great day and happy selling. I'll see you now.